Hi, everyone. You hear two voices today, which is more unique for our this month at ActivePipe sessions. My name is Elizabeth Gardner. I'm a customer success manager here at ActivePipe. And the other voice you're hearing is my colleague, Devin.
Thanks for the intro, Liz. Hi, all. I'm Devin. And we also have a new customer success manager starting with us today, Taylor. And hopefully you guys will hear her voice in a little bit. Before we jump into some of the things that we wanted to go over with you today, I just want to point out if you guys can please ask your questions in the Q&A rather than the chat. It'll just be much easier for us to keep track of. So use the Q&A button rather than the chat feature, please. And this office hours is for you guys to come and ask any questions that you have. So feel free to just start putting them in there and we will spend our time going over that and making sure that you guys get the answers you need.
Perfect.
Awesome. So Liz, did you want to start by showing everyone one of our newer features, the uploading tags, or do you want me to go ahead with our landing pages? I'm sharing my screen, so I'll just begin. That was a
Yep,
silly question.
that's perfect.
Okay, awesome. So one of the things that we wanted to show you guys, if you haven't seen it already, and you should have received an email talking about this new feature. So if you didn't receive an email, it may be worth chatting us and letting us know so that we can make sure you're on that list. One of the new features, it's super cool. You can find it by navigating over to your settings button. So it's the bottom tab, settings. And you'll see if you scroll down, you have all the profile information and lots of other things that we'll go over. One of our other releases in the past couple of months has been the tag management tool. It's this tags tab right here. And this will actually show you all of the tags that you have entered into ActivePipe. And if you are not using a CRM and you are manually uploading your contacts, you can actually come in here and delete duplicate tags, and you can actually add new tags down here as well. So this may be new to everyone, so worth mentioning. Again, this will show you all the tags that you have in your system. Sometimes I'll see like buyers with a lowercase b, and you'll have like two different tags, but it's the same concept. So maybe worth looking into this and deleting any unused tags. And Liz is actually going to show a great new tag feature that we have in a second. The other new feature that we've just launched in the past couple of weeks is our sign up page. So to find the sign up page, you just need to scroll down to the bottom. It's this section called landing pages. Again, we're in settings. So it's settings and then landing pages. And you should see this sign up page section. So a couple things to note here. The sign up page is basically, and I'll show you what it looks like. It is basically a lead generator. So this is a link that you can post on your website, social media, wherever you can post that and host that link. And you can have contacts fill this information out. It'll show your information up here. And then what it will do is auto pull this contact right into ActivePipe. Something that's very important to note, again, if you are using a CRM and you are not manually uploading contacts into ActivePipe, unfortunately, you will not have access to use this because all of your contact management needs to be done in your CRM. So this is specifically for users that are manually uploading contacts that want to use a lead generator. And all you need to do is just copy that link and paste it where you'd like.
Yeah, so I think one of the primary forms I've seen this being used in is for agents. They copy this link and then they post it to their social media, right? So they're saying, hey, sign up for my newsletter list, or however you want to phrase it, sign up for my contact list.
Or my weekly listings, anything like that. Yeah.
Yep. And then they're collecting those emails through their social media and then they end up in ActivePipe. So then, and the benefit of that, like strategically, we can talk about is You don't necessarily own your followers on social media platforms. However, you own your contact list for email marketing. And that's why, building this healthy balance between both channels is great for your business. But the perk here is that you own your email list. So it's a great tool to get those emails from the people who might be following you maybe elsewhere and bring them in here where you can have a little bit more control over that list. So there we have it. Okay. Well, let's dive into the next topic, which is we were going to take a few minutes to look at how to do a contact import with ActivePipe, which is related to this. So let's see, I will start sharing my screen. All right. Devin, can you see my screen?
Yes, you're good. You're all good.
Thank you. All right, so we get a lot of questions about this, and so we figure it's probably time to just go through this once more and how to manually import your contacts. So the first step is going to be getting them into a spreadsheet format. Now, I'm using Google Sheets today. You could totally use Microsoft Excel or numbers on a Mac if you use a Mac, or any other type of spreadsheet program. Whatever you prefer, go for it. Ultimately, all we have to do is that it just has to end up in a CSV file format, which is just a fancy way of how to save this document. So in whatever program you're in, you would either save as or export, or in Google Sheets, it's download. And you're going to want to look for this CSV option, or comma separated value. So I'll download that, and then I'll also talk about what's going on here. So as far as what's in the spreadsheet, what's important is, of course, some basic things like names and emails, right? We're an email program, so we definitely need a column for email, right? But the more you can include here, probably the better. But at the bare minimum, I would say email and first name is going to get you the furthest, because then you can have greetings in your emails, and you can say dear Johnny instead of just not being able to personalize. And when you're able to personalize, as we talked about in the past, that personalization will take you far, because it's going to increase your open rates and make yourself sound more personable too. So obviously names and emails, some other basic contact information here going on. We have phone numbers and addresses. This becomes important if you want to use ActivePipe. You're looking at contact profiles, seeing that they're highly engaged, and you want to follow up with that person. Well, if you have the phone number for that person in ActivePipe, it makes your life a little bit easier, because you can just see it right in ActivePipe and give them a call from there. And the benefit of having addresses in ActivePipe is that then you have the ability to target your properties based on their address. So you could, if you wanted to, you could say, show Johnny recently sold homes that are right near him in his zip code, if you wanted to, right? And again, then you're really honing in and targeting and getting specific, which is going to help you with your open rates and your sending reputation. Now, the last three columns here are a little bit more funky. My column I here, pets, is just an example of what you could do with a custom field. So a custom field really could be anything that your heart desires. Title it what you want. This is just my example. And then the last two things, this is relatively new. It's been out for a few months, but not everyone might have not seen it, is that we can now import tags as well. And there's two different methods that you can do this. So you can, and I'm showing you both here. So the first method is you can split your tags one at a time in however many columns you need, such as this, one tag per column, and you just have however many columns you want. Or potentially the easier route is just have one column and you separate your tags with a comma. So as long as you separate it with a comma, you'll be good when we do the import. So I've downloaded my file as a CSV. And then how I'm going to get this into ActivePipe is I'm going to come into contacts. And then in the top right-hand corner, I'm going to click Add Contacts, and I'll choose Import. And then it's as easy as dragging and dropping or just clicking this blue text and finding the file on your computer. I'm going to choose to drag and drop and then import. And now on this page, a couple of things to point out. Effectively, what we're doing here, all we're doing here is we're matching my column headers in my CSV to the fields available in ActivePipe. So my headers are here on the left, and then the fields available in ActivePipe are here with these drop downs. And then this column is just an example, so I know what I'm working with a little bit more specifically if I can't tell from the first column here. Now you'll notice some of these are green check marking, which is great. It means ActivePipe is smart enough to say, hey, your header was named city. I think you probably want city in ActivePipe, which is great because most of the work is done for us here. But we have a couple that we need to map ourselves because they're gray. So this first one is street address. So if I click on the drop down, the one that we need in ActivePipe is street address. In my spreadsheet, it was just titled street. So we got to match those up. And then same here for a custom field. So you can create a custom field by using the create custom field option. And then you can title it whatever you may want. And then you click save, and then there you have it. We are mapping to a custom field. Now, these last two were the example of how you can import tags into your account. And so what we will do here is in our dropdown, we have the very last option is import as tags, and that's what we want. And we want to do it for both of these because both of those columns I wanted as tags. And now we have it. We have all green check marks, so we're looking good to go. I can click continue. And here we have it. Now this is a screen that is going to basically allow you to proof yourself. Did first name actually match up with what I want in this column? Yep, that all looks good. Everything is mapping out just like I would expect it to. And then you'll see here back to the example of you can either separate your tags in multiple columns or by a comma, both end with the same result. So whichever is easier. The last thing I'll point out here is you can tag all the contacts within a import if you wanted to. So the most common case I see for this is someone wants to like have a record of when the last time this contact was updated. So they might say like April 15, 2021 on everyone in this import that they're doing. So that way, if they ever go into the contact profile and this tag is on their account, and no other date tags are on their account, then they know this is the last time that this contact was updated. And then once we're good there, we can click finish importing. We'll get a little load bar here, and there we go, thumbs up. And then below, we also see that we have 2 new contacts. Now, if you ever get any here and updated, that means they were previously in your contact list, and today we just updated their account, maybe with a new phone number or something like that. And then if you ever get any that were skipped, you'll see a report directly below here that is a list of the folks that we skipped, and it will tell you exactly why we skipped them. And 99% of the time when I've seen that happen, it's because there is an invalid email address. And so you might have a typo in your email that didn't allow that contact to be imported. So you'll see that directly below here if that does happen. And that's pretty much it for importing your contacts.
Something I'll add and that I have seen a lot of agents not do that Liz just showed us was adding addresses to records. There are a couple of reasons that it's a good idea to add addresses. One is, and Liz, if you're sharing your screen, I was thinking you could show the filter option within contacts that you so that you can, oh,
Okay, I know where you're headed.
yeah. So
Yep.
that you can help tag, further down, like possibly adding a zip code to tags.
Yep, you could. Yep, so when you're in your contact list, you have the option to filter. And you can filter by any of those column headers, basically. So if you wanted to, see everyone in a particular city, oh goodness, I'm not sure. Let's see, what's in our test account here. Anyone in a particular city, then there you have it. And if you wanted to create tags out of these, you certainly can. So I filtered down to city equaling Austin. And then if I wanted to tag all these folks, I certainly could by checking my box here and then clicking add tags.
Yeah. So again, just noting that like when you upload those columns, they're great ways to eventually filter down later. If you're only adding emails, then it's a lot more difficult to kind of filter out and add tags later. The other option is when you add in addresses is you can actually see property interactions in relation to where those contacts are. If you want to show that, Liz, I was thinking like properties and or just like the actual contact info. Yeah.
Let's take a look. Yes, so let's see. So this is an example. Yeah, this is a very good example. So this is a contact profile. So I just clicked into Clarabelle's contact profile account here. And we have several tabs, but where we were headed is with this property interactions tab. And so if you have a address in here, what you're able to do then is in this property interactions tab, you can see, all right, the little gray person over here, that's where Clarabelle's current address is. And it looks like she's been looking at some homes over here. And let's see, they look like some 4-bedroom homes, it looks like is what she's looking at near her, versus across town over near Concord, she's looking at 2-bedroom homes. So what this allows you to do, because you have this current address too, now you know before you call Clarabelle that she is probably doing a little bit of self-appraising for a 4-bedroom home near where she's currently living, and potentially looking for a 2-bedroom home over near Concord. And so you're able to come in with a stronger position because you kind of already have a better sense of what her needs may be.
Awesome.
I can show a couple more things related to the benefits of filling out your complete contact information. So, oops, I'm in an Australian account. Let's see if I can get back to a US account. All right, so when you're creating an email, there's a couple things you can do here. So let's say we want to add a property to a email, and we want or properties in my case here, and we want these to be specifically targeted to a geographic location. Good news is we can totally do that a couple of different ways. So the first is we can use our property toggle to automatically have properties pull into this email. So if I toggle that over to the right, you'll notice that properties are going to automatically be pulled in. And now right now they're probably, I think the default is just going to be the newest to the oldest listings. However, if I wanted to restrict this to a specific geographic area, I can. So if I click define properties and I head into the advanced tab, I can restrict these by a particular geographic area, whether that's by zip codes, and you can do multiple zip codes at a time. So you could add 3 in there if you wanted, and then only properties in those 3 zip codes would be pulled in. Or you could do it by city if you wanted. So again, back to my Austin example. And this works the exact same way. So you can multi-select by city as well. And then if you find it applicable, you can also go down by state. Now that allows you to get the properties into an email for a particular geographic area. But what if you want to take that a step further and say, show the folks in the zip code of 78731 in my contact list, if they have that zip code, I want to send this email with properties in that area. And then what you can do is a little trick over here in our campaigns tab. So if we go into campaigns and we want to target, again, a group of contacts based on a field, we can do that. Ooh, I need to be in a user account. Bear with me one second. Okay, back in the campaigns, we're creating a campaign. And what I can do here is I can say, hey, ActivePipe, look at every single person in my database, but add a condition to that. So let's say we are going to use the condition of if attribute. And what if attribute allows us to do is, so we did the limiting down on the email part and we limited the properties to a particular geographic area, but now we want to limit the recipients of this email to a particular area. So if that's the case, that's where this if attribute option comes into play. So we can use if attribute and we can do the similar thing here. We can go by city or zip or state. So if we wanted to say everyone that is equal to Round Rock, oops, there we are, then send him an email. So let me recap what I've done here and slow it down for a second. So to recap, I've built this campaign and I've said, ActivePipe, please look at all the people in my contacts list. Look at all of them. And then let's say we want this to go out immediately. So look at everyone in my list. And right now, if their city is equal to this city, Round Rock, then please send them this email. And you can continue to build on this campaign if you really wanted to. And all I'm doing here is using my blue plus sign. And so if this was ready to go, all I have to do is save and activate. And now this campaign is set to go. So this is just again, the benefit of having that robust contact profile is you can start to get really specific and targeted with all your messaging. All right, what do we have going on in our Q&A? Do feel free to pop in anything you got.
I am not able to see the Q&A right now, or else I would be happily throwing those your way.
No worries. Let me see. Yeah, I'll pull that up in my chat.
Nothing in the chat.
Actually, since we talked about the property toggle just briefly there, it would probably be beneficial to talk about the difference between the property toggle and the property settings, because I get that one a lot, which is understandable. So if we go back into our email editor, when I drag a property tile or property panel into my email here, now that toggle allows us to automatically pull in properties, which is great, especially for scheduling emails. But then we also have this little settings button here, and you might have asked yourself in the past, what is the difference between those two? And basically, the toggle is going to allow you to, again, automatically pull in properties, versus the settings is going to allow you to customize how this listing is appearing in the email. So let's look at that. So let's click our settings. So you can, padding and inset is just the amount of space around all of these objects. And the one that I get asked often is, because of some cool examples I might show, is background color. So if you wanted a background color that's more exciting, more, I don't know, fun, than maybe white or black, something like that. Apologies for that. People are trying to call me at the wrong time. All right, so if you wanted to change your background color, you certainly could. And then the other thing you can do here is change what is actually going to appear below the picture. And right now what's appearing is a headline, an address, amenities, so beds and baths, and then a description. Now, if I thought I don't really need a description in this case, all I have to do here is click my little X, and now it's going to be removed. So if I click continue, now in my email, I no longer have that description. Looks like it didn't take my background color. There we are. All righty. The other thing you can do in here is if you have a listing with multiple images, which most of you probably would, however, in my case, I don't because this is a test account. If you have multiple images to a listing, you can add multiple images here very easily. So you will see a white icon directly beside this blue camera icon. It'll be a white icon with a little split screen. You click on that and then you'll be prompted to choose, do you want 2, do you want 3, do you want 4? And then as you click that, those additional photos will come right on in automatically.
And then worth noting, again, unfortunately you can't show, but you can actually change out all those photos to be different as well.
Yes, so you can change the photos by using the blue camera icon. So if I click on that, I only have one image for my listing here. But if I had more images for my listing, they would all be listed out here. And all you have to do is click on it and it will be pulled right on into that email.
Awesome. Hey, Liz, since this is something new that I learned might be worth mentioning today, in property details where you just were, you can actually change the order of the way that things are displayed.
Good point. Yes. So let's look at that. So right now we have, I think this is called header, address, and then amenities. And then I have a request a private showing link. But if I wanted maybe request a private showing link right below my headline, we can do that. So if you click on the settings icon again under property details, you can use these nice little up and down arrows to reorder how this appears. So if I wanted request a private showing right under that headline, all I'm doing is clicking my little arrows and moving it back and forth. And once you've done that, you click continue, and there we have it. Now we're reordered. Alrighty, let's see. Oh, another one that is a FAQ is we're seeing this more and more, and it's actually pretty cool. I've seen a lot of creative ideas come out of this. Is GIFs. So if you want to have a header in your email that's going to catch some eyes and be a little eye-popping, eye candy, whatever you may call it, boost your engagement there. Yes, you can include GIFs in ActivePipe, and they function essentially just like images. Actually, the invite email that got you here today included a GIF, you might have noticed. So if that is the case and you want to add a GIF to your email, it's just like how you add images. And so I've drug a image panel in here. And now all I have to do is click the blue camera icon. And then in my top right-hand corner, I can upload an image. So when I do that, let me see what I can pull out here. And let's see. I love it. We all need a little motivation today. So that will upload. You'll see I have some other GIFs in here as well from previous. Here's a good example of something very property-based you could do. I see this often done with headers, but you could do something like this with your properties as well. So once you've uploaded, all you have to do is select it, and there you have it. Now you have a nice little GIF in your email.
It's so cute. I love it.
Yeah, so we can all feel like we did it today, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. Well, we are right at our 30-minute mark, and I don't see anything pouring in it for questions today. But I think we might have a question for you all.
Yes.
Which is we would love to know what you want to see from this month at ActivePipe session. So let me see, I have a link here for you. Might have to stop sharing my screen for a second. Let's see.
I think I can share it actually, Liz.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Okey-doke. All right, I'm putting this in the chat. If you guys don't mind clicking on it and confirming that it works, and then if you don't mind filling it out, we would really appreciate it. This will help us adapt our next webinars and cater them towards what you guys are interested in learning about.
Yeah.
So feel free to give us all the information.
Yep. Anything you've ever thought, I wonder how to do that in ActivePipe, or how can I do that in ActivePipe? Or maybe you've seen someone else's example and you want to know how they did something, let us know. And we can build a this month at ActivePipe session all around it. So feel free to fill out that form and we'll get it covered.
Yeah.
All righty. Perfect. Okay, well, thank you, everyone, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.
And we will see you guys next week for a great webinar being hosted on Tuesday. And it's all about why email marketing is incredibly important in the real estate industry. So don't miss that. It should be a really good one with lots of data points.
All right, everyone, have a great day.